Hello and welcome to Now You Novi. In the hot seat today is Chief Erick Zinser.
Hello, Novi. Now you Novi.
Now you Novi.
Good to see you, Sheryl.
Good to see you. Yeah. And we were just joking. I was joking. I said I won't say it too many times, but I'm going to say it. We typically talk police.
We do.
When you're in the hot seat. But you know that obvious reasons, safety of the community is at the top of everyone's mind, police recruiting. But the flip side of your position as Director of Public Safety is you oversee our fire efforts as well.
I do, and thank you for bringing to our attention that we don't talk about the fire department as much as we talk about the police department. In part, though, the police recruiting has been a very, very hot topic for me the last 2 years. So there's a reason why we talk about the police department a lot.
So, and I think too, home safety, it's just crime. Everyone's always curious about that. Our fire department, right up there with the police department, but it works. It's working. People, when you dial 911, they call for emergency response. They're there. So, a big part of that effort, I think, is something that I want to talk about. We talked about police recruiting, is fire recruiting. And I think maybe giving a little bit about the background of our fire operations and how we staff might provide a little context to why we're going to talk about part-time fire and being a good neighbor, being a good citizen, helping out your community, making more money, paying your kids' college off, finishing your basement, all those things, right?
Right.
While being a good community servant. So,
well, yeah. So for those that don't know, we really have our fire department model is almost two models, really. During Monday through Friday, we have the full-time fire department staffing, but at night and on the weekends, it's our part-time firefighters that really get us through the nights and provide a feeling of safety throughout the community. Our part-time firefighters are made up of professionals in the community who are really looking for two things. Number one, to give back to the community, and number two, to make the extra money for whatever that case may be, college educations, toys, homes, extra cash in the house,
sure.
Whatever it is.
Yep.
So, but it's the professionals in our community that want to give back, and those are the ones that are dedicating a lot of their time at night and on the weekends to provide, the safety in our community.
And we talked about how prevalent our efforts were over the last couple of years for recruiting police officers. I could go back decades, and our efforts have always been prevalent for recruiting what we used to call paid on call, but now we're calling part-time because there's paid on call and there's auxiliary. So there's a variety of options for those professionals, but we are always recruiting part-time firefighters.
The recruiting has been endless, and you're right. We have the auxiliary firefighters who typically have all of their training when we hire them, and we have our paid-on-call firefighters that we will hire a paid-on-call firefighter that has no training, and we will pay for all of their training. We have done in the last, 18 months, we have done a lot of changes to improve our recruiting efforts. We have signing bonuses for up to $10,000 just for signing on if you have all of your training. On top of those bonuses, there are bonuses for the number of shifts that you work. Our paid-on-call or part-time firefighters start at $17 an hour and up to $24 an hour just on regular pay. And then you factor in the bonuses that you can make off your number of shifts. And you're making a lot of money as a part-time employee, as you should. You're serving the community, you're providing safety in the community, you're working midnight hours, and you should be compensated for that.
We've said we will train them.
Yes.
What's the requirements? I'm gonna hold this up for anybody watching. We every Engage, we do an ad. We've done social media posts, but what's the requirements, Chief?
Well, first, you should have a big QR code like behind us, so you can just take the QR code when they're watching the video. Yeah, that's a little small.
Okay.
So the requirements for a paid-on-call firefighter is really just the hiring requirements, because you don't need any training, right? You go through the
18 years old, high school graduate.
High school graduate. and we will put you through the training. You just have to pass to be hired, you have to pass the pre-employment physical agility test. You get through a background, a couple of job interviews, and you're in. Part of that is the training. We will put you through the fire academy, so fire 1 and 2, and your EMT training. But again, we pay for that training, and we pay you while you're going to that training.
How long does that training? Okay. We all know I've long desired to serve this community, but I am definitely not going to pass any. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. I got it.
I'm well aware. I've known you a long time, Sheryl. I don't anticipate you on a fire truck.
No, not driving no, I couldn't even drive a fire truck. But how long does it take? Someone that has no training at all, they start the process. How long does it take before they become fully trained? Because I'm going to hazard a guess. It's a long process, right? But they're getting paid while they're being trained.
Well, it is a long process, and part of that reason is it's part-time. So to get through the fire academy, it's several months. And on top, and when you get through the fire academy, we have what's called a mentoring program where you kind of learn to do things the Novi way, if you will, kind of like a field training program for police officers.
Sure. Again,
that's part-time. So the employee or applicant, if you will, kind of drives that success. They have to come in and work. So if you're only coming in one night a week and maybe 2 nights a week and 1 day on the weekend, so that's why it takes a long time. You're not here 40 hours a week, 80 hours in a pay period continuously. So you're only doing a couple of days a week. So that's why it takes a long time. If you have no training, it can take up to 2 years to get through all of the training.
Okay.
But while you're here training, whether it's a fire academy or mentoring, you're still getting paid.
Okay. Thoughts, neighbors, people listening that have a nephew, a friend that lives near Novi, because you don't have to live in Novi to be a part-time firefighter, right?
Correct. We have a 40-mile radius.
Okay. So people within the metro area, maybe you have someone that just graduated and they're not sure of a career path. I mean, you and I would agree that I think that public service is an amazing career. Not only do you get to give back to the community you serve, but you meet some great people. You're helping people all the time. It's a great way to be engaged with the community. So maybe the message, like how do we get people to be interested in becoming a part-time firefighter?
Well, I think the biggest thing is there is no more rewarding career than public service, especially when you're talking about public safety. Okay. You are helping people, whether it's something very simple or a tragic event, you're still helping people through that. There's nothing more rewarding. So if you are looking for a rewarding career, whether it's full-time or part-time, it doesn't matter, this is an excellent opportunity. An individual maybe is already a professional in their own right, their educational background. This is an opportunity to serve the community, reap the benefits of the rewards of that of public service and public safety, and just helping people out and making the extra money. If you don't know what you want to do and if you don't really have a direction right now, this is an excellent way to see if this is for you.
And the camaraderie, right? Like being a part of that team, being a part of something bigger than oneself. Cityofnovi.org is where you can find all the information. It's cityofnovi.org/POC. It's paid on call, but it's also for our part-time firefighters. I think the key is anyone looking, you might not have that extra money to save for your child's education, to put it in a way into a deferred payment option for college. This is a great way to earn extra income. Like you mentioned, vacations, home improvements, whatever the case might be, a boat, toys. It is a great option to earn additional income, nights, weekends, still have time for your family, and give back to the community. It's a win-win.
Absolutely. I couldn't encourage people more to do this career. It is a win-win. You're driving fire trucks, you're playing with big person toys. It doesn't get any better.
Right.
Hanging out at the fire station, being part of special community events, watching the kids smile when you show them all your toys that you have, and it's just incredibly rewarding. And I would encourage anybody that has any interest whatsoever, no matter how much interest that is, to look into it and apply. It's a great opportunity.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Go a little off topic. You came up the police side as director of public safety over police and fire. We said that at the early. Let's end with, what was your most, the surprise? Like, what were you most surprised to learn about the fire department? Like, because we know there's kind of this. There's always the my badge. What was your biggest surprise to learn about the fire department?
I guess how dedicated our firefighters are, because of the amount of training that they go to, and it takes a long time to get through that training. You have to have that resiliency to persevere through all that. Their willingness to work extra shifts, just their overall commitment to firefighting and their commitment to keeping Novi safe was, well, I had somewhat of an understanding of that. When I got into the big seat, if you will, I was in awe over that.
Yeah, the pride, right?
Yep.
The pride they take in their profession.
Yep. We have excellent firefighters.
At all levels, right? All levels.
From the chief on down. Yes.
Yep. So, well, thanks. That you heard it here on Now You Know By. If you have an interest, want to make some extra money, want to be a give back to the community, there's a way to do it. There's become a part-time firefighter. Come see Chief, visit the city's website, but we'd love to have you on the team.
Awesome. We look forward to hearing from you.
And there you have it. Now you know by. Take care.